Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Micah Robledo, and I'm a 9th grade student here at CMS. And we're going to present to you the fabulous group known as CC. Woo! Okay, so our mission. The mission of the club known as Sea Savers, which is a group of almost 30 students, high school students, is dedicated to the protection of the coral reefs in the Dominican Republic through the promotion of the capturing and consumption of the lionfish and the support of coral nurseries around the island.
Okay, so many of you might not know what corals are. They're not plants, they're animals. They're invertebrates, they reproduce sexually or asexually. So there's this really cool thing about corals. When they reproduce sexually, it means that twice a year, they release their sperm and eggs into the air. And then they fertilize, and then they float to the ground, and they make baby corals. They can also reproduce asexually, which is, for example, if I were to cut off my arm, another one of me would grow from that arm. And there's hard corals and soft corals. Hard corals are the ones known as reef-building corals, which release a calcium carbonate structure, and that sort of forms the basis of the reef. And also, reefs get their food through photosynthesizing bacteria that live inside of them and provide them with energy. Okay, so why are coral reefs important? Coral reefs are home to 25% of all the marine life, and they only cover about 0.01% of the ocean surface. So that's pretty impressive. Also, they provide $375 billion to the world economy per year, and lots of communities, such as ours in the Dominican Republic, and many of yours who might live by the sea, depend on all these coral reefs for food and income. Also, they protect shore areas from waves. A lot of medicines are derived from corals, and broken down corals make up the white sandy beaches that all the tourists frequent. So what are some of the threats that corals are facing? So, as you might know, corals are facing a lot of overfishing. There's a lot of water pollution, such as oil spills, as you can see over here, and urban and agricultural runoff, which consists of toxic chemicals that might kill the corals or harm them. Also, ocean acidification, which refers to the increase of CO2 levels absorbed by the ocean, results in weaker skeletons for all the corals, which doesn't allow them to form reefs as well. And also, global warming, which is the heating of the ocean as well, it makes the corals expel the bacteria, the photosynthesizing bacteria that live in them, that provide them with their food. The heat makes them expel the bacteria, therefore they die, and this is known as coral bleach, as you can see over here. And also another threat, which is a big threat in our country, is careless tourism. And fishing. When people stand on top of corals while they're like snorkeling or whatever, that can cause serious damage to the coral.
Lionfish. Okay, so the lionfish, they're originally from the Indo-Pacific Oceans, but have recently, in the past 15 years or so, been introduced to the Atlantic Oceans. There are two theories of how the lionfish got here. One of them is that when big container ships from the Indo-Pacific come to the Atlantic, they need to suck in a lot of water to balance the boat. And with that water, they also get plankton, corals, many different organisms such as lionfish. And so then when they get into the Atlantic and they dock the boat, they release this water. And so these fish and other organisms are released into our ocean. The second theory is that during Hurricane Andrew in 1992, there was a huge power shortage in Florida. So the aquariums dumped a lot of their fish into the ocean, and one of which being the lionfish. And scientists estimate around only 6 lionfish started here, and then now it's become this huge dilemma. Lionfish lay the eggs in a mucus sac that is supposedly sour tasting to other fish. So other fish don't eat the eggs. And a female lionfish can lay 15,000 eggs every 2 weeks, and can lay twice a month. So that's 30,000 lionfish every month. In the Indo-Pacific, the lionfish have natural predators such as bluefish, sea eels, and other scorpion fish. But here in the Atlantic, because they haven't been here for so long, they don't have any natural predators besides us. And about 70% of the Atlantic's fish are on the lionfish menu. And lionfish their dorsal, ventral, and anal spines are venomous, which is another reason why they don't have many predators. But what we're trying to educate is that once you cut off these spines, the meat is perfectly fine to eat. Lionfish can live up to 18 years. They can live up to 15 years and can grow up to 18 inches long. So, what is the impact that we've seen since we started Sea Savers? As you know, well, you might not know yet, we do these derbies where people fish out the lionfish in a festival, and we've done it twice. We've done it twice now, and we haven't done it this year because the lionfish have become so scarce that there isn't much of a point to do a derby if there isn't any lionfish there. And we do these festivals in La Caleta, which is not too far from Santo Domingo. And supermarkets such as La Nacional, restaurants such as Asia Mia and El Vesubio have started selling lionfish too. So we have seen a difference since our club has started, and that inspires us to continue.
So there's sort of a market for lionfish now.
And in La Nacional, you can buy a pound of lionfish for just 100 pesos. This is a different reason, but only 100 pesos.
So what are we doing about it? So basically, each year we do these coral nurseries. And basically, the purpose of doing this is to produce more corals. Remember that the homes of many species that live in the oceans are the corals. So every time that we do these coral nurseries, we do it alongside with Reef Check, which is one of the greatest foundations here in the DR because they care about the ocean. Now, every time that we do this, we take them to Fronton, which is in Samana. And basically, what we do is that we use this, we create these corals by using these plastic water bottles. We just hot them, and we use this hot part. And then what we do is that we do two poles to the opposite sides, and then we take those corals that have been broken in the sea, and we put them inside, and we tie them really good. And basically, we put them on these tubes, and then we submerge it in the ocean. So here you can see some pictures.
This is us building one of the coral nurseries.
Okay, so we also do this lionfish festival. And we do it in order to educate the Dominican society about the lionfish and the impact that it has in our oceans. We do it in La Caleta, which is basically a national marine park here in the DR. And some of the activities that we do are fishing, which the one that catches the biggest fish is the one that wins the biggest prize. We also do these gastronomic fairs in which we try the pez león. Also, we invite the press in order to create awareness in the DR about the lionfish and who we are as savers and the goals that we have. We also do very fun activities for the little kids in order for them to understand what we are doing. And our first lionfish festival was in 2012. And then the second one was in 2013.
And in 2012, we caught over 80 lionfish. And then when we did the second one, we only caught around 28 lionfish. So we can see the difference of how we created a market for the fisheries, and we see that many people are now looking for lionfish to buy and sell.
Also, we've worked in different Reef Check related events. We help them with their family fun days. We help them through an activity called Adopt a Coral, which you can adopt a coral through globalgiving.com. It's basically you pay some money and you donate them to Reef Check, an organization that will help build coral nurseries with them.
This is a lionfish festival.
Some more pictures of that.
This is the biggest one we've caught, and that's the smallest one.
There you can see some of the activities we've done for kids. We show them bubbles, and then in the back you can see up in the tail on the lionfish, which we do to sort of educate them about how the spines are like poisonous and but the meat is still edible. So some of our next steps are spreading awareness to their communities. Now that our community in Santo Domingo and around the area already has sort of a market for lionfish, several other communities have reached out to us in Barahona and in Romana, and they want to sort of plan their own derbies. And for our next steps, we want to help them plan their own derbies. And also, we want to keep working with Reef Check since they sort of expand our connections and they can help us reach out to other communities.
So, how can you be a sea saver? Well, first of all, you can adopt a coral. And also you can spread awareness and educate others about what you have learned today, and promote the consumption of lionfish, and also by following us on Instagram and on Facebook.
The next time you go to the restaurant and instead of ordering a tuna, ask them if they have lionfish on the menu.
So now we're gonna play a Jeopardy. Each of you got a number, and that's your team. So you can divide up now.
Number one, how many teams?
Number one was the
Number one or
Number one, number two. Ah, and three?
Yep.
Ah, number one, number two, number three.
Wait, this is number one. Number one.
Number one, number two, and number three.
Okay. So,
And also, just remember that Sea Savers has been a club officially for 3 years now, but also it has been working with Reef Check and other organizations about corals for 5 years.
okay, so team one to the category.
Coral reef.
Okay, for how many points?
It goes to everybody.
It goes up to
100, 200, 100 very easy, 500 really hard.
500.
Like,
Yeah, be careful.
That's not fair. No, Missy, I'm not. How much money do corals contribute to the world's economy?
375 billion.
No, grant us one. You
Yeah.
are right. So 1 point for team one. And 1 point for team So yeah, you better have really been paying attention.
okay, again.
Your chance to go get it.
Which category?
Coral nurseries and
Coral
What is the name of the a restaurant that sells lions?
There's one restaurant?
I got it.
Say it. Wait, say it.
He's
Oh, I didn't think of it.
Hacia mía.
So yes. Okay, and then more.
Oh, hay que poner points.
Team one.
I got it.
Señores, venimos a mover
Everybody.
Okay, you guys can get into the question. I think we should move on to the next. Okay, team two.
We can answer 2 questions.
Okay, team two to the category.
Uy, van a entrar.
Hello. And lionfish, how many points? What spines do the lionfish have that are venomous?
How many do they need to name?
We can answer it.
We need to answer 2 out of 3. Dorsal and anal.
Team two. Okay, another question.
Toma.
For how many?
Ay, toma.
Okay, how many people are part of the team?
30 people.
What building?
Okay, team 3. How many lionfish were caught in last year?
28.
Okay, another one.
Another one.
Lionfish 400.
How many?
400.
What percentage of the fish population do they eat in the Pacific?
70%. See, 70%.
Okay, so back to team 1.
No, pero you should give us an opportunity to do one more time. Each other.
No, because
It's two questions.
You don't
If you listen to
Okay, you guys.
Coral reef.
Dinero.
Coral nurses 400.
What is our slogan? El otro es
Say it. Is it?
básicamente.
How's the world developed? Lionfish festival.
400.
400.
No.
¿Quién es el que está
Name
controlando
the
el
three
modo?
categories for prizes in the Lionfish Festival.
Well, I think blankets and something.
No, it's
Large fish, small fish, and the one that catch the most fish.
Okay, team 2. Team 2.
Okay, team 2.
Pero ellos son los más pobres.
It's
400. 400.
what percentage of marine life is
25%.
How many points?
400. About the sea, 400.
How long has these flavors been afloat?
5 years.
And
Wait.
Team 1. Team 1.
¿Quién está controlando el modo? Señor, qué trampa. Pero nos dio- Ya nada de los-
Where do the lionfish originally come from? The Indian. No, Team 3. No, why not? Okay, who's next? Team 1.
Okay, and team 3 gets a bonus question because since we're always going like this, you guys get the most points and then they get the ones with the less.
Yeah, okay. We're okay.
Next question.
Okay, está bien.
Porque pobre de-
What fish do we promote to catch?
Oh,
The whole fish.
And I also, Micah, ven para acá.
Coral reefs, do you have?
Coral reefs, do you have?
What causes coral bleaching?
How many?
Break this part. What do you
Yo, yo sí.
Need us?
mean? Team three.
Okay, let's go. Okay, guys, just a question. How can you adopt a coral?
You can through the website.
What is it called? What?
Jeopardy.
No. Wait. The question is not what is your website called, it's how do
How can you
adopt.
adopt a coral?
Wait,
You
like,
go into the website and you pay a little bit of money to.
no, what website?
How can you adopt them?
The Global Giving website.
So how are you going to adopt a coral now?
Okay. What is that global?
Okay, next year.
Your punto.
Yeah, when you adopt a coral, guys, you get like a little certificate and you get updates on how the number of your coral.
They take you pictures of the coral that you adopt. Okay, next year. You got the answer wrong. No, you didn't get
Why have we stopped the lionfish festivals?
No nos tocaba.
Sí nos tocaba.
No, that's a good question.
Correct.
Number two.
No, I forgot because.
Oh, we already did it.
No te vale.
Continue. Okay, this one's done.
Okay, entonces 200.
No, you got it.
No, that's not it.
Lionfish 200.
Lionfish 200. No.
No.
How many fish do they eat a day? Okay, nobody got the point.
Yes, 200. Continue.
Wait, we have the answer.
Already answered.
Team three. Okay, question.
Okay, next you guys can go. Okay, which question?
The other one.
What does a community depend on?
From the
What do you mean?
Okay, so how do communities depend on forests? Why do they depend on forests?
Okay.
No. You have the
A ver, no te puedes hacer la pregunta.
Okay, click.
Nosotros todavía no contestábamos. No, yo no dije nada.
Okay, teamwork. Like the person was
Lionfish festival is already done.
No, es que nosotros todavía vamos.
Where do the lionfish festivals take place?
No,
Point out, raise your hand because I don't know who's saying the answer first.
Pero it's the only one that can say an answer.
No, that was their question.
No, that was our question.
No, it was our question.
No, this was their question. They had two chances. They chose this one. Okay, now it's yours.
Now it's our turn.
Okay.
Yes. And raise your hand before saying the answer.
Okay, give us a category. This one's out. This one's out.
Okay, go. Hi.
Okay, yes.
What materials are the pearls placed in plastic bottles?
Next one.
We got another question, right?
About the sea savers. What are the sea savers dedicated to?
Coral reef.
No, wait. How many times a month do lionfish lay eggs?
Ay, toma esa de peso.
How do corals reproduce? Yeah, those are the easy ones. Oh, please free.
What?
How many decimals have we done?
Two.
Okay, we're doing, this is the last round, so everybody gets one chance.
So wait a minute.
But it's our question. It would be like our second question.
Whoever wins get lionfish first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
See, it would be our first round.
no, team. No,
Coral nursery.
Are you putting me up?
No, pero nosotros decimos.
Sí, ya.
High schoolers, yeah.
The last one.
Okay.
What is the name of her Facebook?
Sea savers. Sea savers.
They said it first.
No.
Team 3 wins.
Sí, además que
Oh, bueno. Señor.
Okay, guys. Can I have your attention? Guys. Yeah, silence. Okay, so as you might know, we have a mindful meal later on in this evening. So we were supposed to be serving lionfish, but as you heard multiple times in our presentation, there's not as much lionfish in there, so we can't feed all of you lionfish. So instead, we decided to just in our presentation give you a few bites of Does anyone have any questions, answers? I have answers. Anyone? You can always those are the restaurants who sell them right now. So you can ask me if it's not sold. Like I don't know how they pay for it. Because I get my other side of the site to be able to get them. So that's they get like 4 receipts. But now only asked at the end of the story.
How did you get the idea of like eating lionfish? How did you get the idea of using lionfish?
Well, I actually joined the club after it decided what to do, but we were like, there's a young over there, she was our own teacher sponsor, but then she moved, and she was like, we need a GIN team, like I heard about GIN, global issues, and blah blah, and we were trying to look for an issue, and she got together a bunch of like